House Resolution 948 requests the Auditor General conduct an audit of PennVEST non-point source projects. There have been approximately 118 of these projects approved. The projects specifically involve the Clean Water Revolving Loan Fund. And the reason that this has come to my attention is two transactions that were approved by the PennVEST board late last year and early this year that amount to just over a $50 million loan at 1% interest to a New Hampshire timber company to purchase just over 60,000 acres of private forest land. So it's $50 million loan to assist or finance, assist in financing the purchase of private timberland in north central and northwestern Pennsylvania. In addition, there would be 9,400 acres placed into a forest conservation easement. There have been a number of questions about these transactions. The House Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee held a very lengthy public meeting back in March to look at the details of these transactions, whereby, quite honestly, Mr. Speaker, there were more questions coming out of the meeting than there were answers. Questions that came to mind such as, are the transactions legal? We have a memo from PennVEST stating that they are legal. We have a memo from the House Republican Caucus Chief Counsel expressing concerns and stating that the transactions are not legal. Under the PennVEST statute, a project has to be part of a system or facility to be a legitimate project. Well, Mr. Speaker, this is private timberland. There's a small acid mine drainage component to it, but there really is no system or facility, although the application to PennVEST states that, yes, there is a system or facility. So when asked about that during the hearing, the applicant stated that they were directed to answer the question that way on the application. And I think there's a problem with that, Mr. Speaker. Secondly, the question comes to mind, are the transactions appropriate? Now, looking around this chamber, looking at all the counties that you folks represent, we know that we have infrastructure issues in Pennsylvania. Every one of your community has infrastructure issues. We're all faced with environmental regulations, with much needed upgrades to water and sewer infrastructure, and we all know that PennVEST has traditionally provided grants and loans for much needed upgrades in all of our counties. So the question is it appropriate for PennVEST to be loaning out $50 million at a 1% interest rate to purchase, for a private company to purchase private forest land, private timber land? Is that the most appropriate use of this funding? Mr. Speaker, I think that we need a detailed audit of these transactions, and I would appreciate the members' support for House Resolution 948, asking the Auditor General to conduct this detailed audit. And I'd also like to submit some documents for the record.